and I want to bring to the world a different personal development book. So, because in the same time, when I bring the message to the world from Iceland, the Iceland Viking way of thinking, in the same time, I'm talking about Iceland and how we think, and I'm talking about avalanche and eruptions and trolls and elves, and it's totally different. I can promise you, it's totally different book.
Welcome to the Laws of Business podcast. Here, we will share the skills you need to make your business a success. Learn about goal setting, productivity, time management, marketing, and much more. Hear inspiring stories with today's best business leaders and join a hub of thousands of passionate entrepreneurs across the world. And now, here's your host, Jamil Jama.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Law of Business podcast. I'm your host, Jamil Jama, and I teach you to start and grow your business. And I also interview successful entrepreneurs. And today I'm going to be interviewing Gunnar Andri all the way from Iceland, in the middle of nowhere, right, Gunnar?
Yes, that's so true. In the middle of nowhere, exactly.
Gunnar, first of all, Gunnar, I want to thank you so much for taking your time out to do this interview. I appreciate it so much.
Yeah, welcome, my pleasure.
And before we start the interview, I'll just give everybody a brief bio about who Gunnar is. Gunnar Andri is an entrepreneur, professional speaker, and best-selling author. For over 20 years, Gunnar Andri has been a key player in the business of sales in Iceland, specializing in personal development for both individuals and organizations, managing sales initiatives and offering training seminars and lectures for thousands of willing students. It's a pleasure to have you, Gunnar. So Gunnar, today we're going to be talking about your book, Message from the Middle of Nowhere. You've been an entrepreneur for over 20 years, right?
Yes, that's correct. 20 years in Iceland.
That's fantastic. That's a long time. So you've got a lot of experience. And you wrote a book, Message from the Middle of Nowhere. That's what I'm going to be interviewing you about your book, basically.
Okay, excellent.
So my first question for you, Gunnar, is why did you make the book? What made you write this book?
For many reasons, and because life can be sometimes success and failure, and when you have the failure and you feel this is not positive, and you want to put it in a positive way. So always when I just lost something and something bad happened, I have always saying, okay, that's all right. This just make my book even better. So you learn more from your failure than your success, I think. Mm-hmm. So this was just something I had to do. I had no choice in my mind, because I have been here a professional speaker in Iceland for 20 years, and I want to bring the message outside Iceland and also bring the message how we think here in Iceland, because we are only 330,000 people and we think we are the best in the world and we have the best in everything. So it's a really much we can say if you come here and meet and know Icelander, we have the Viking mentality in our blood, and I want to bring the message to the world.
That's cool. So the population is only 330,000. I thought it was 1 million.
Yeah.
It's less than
No. It's only only 330,000, and it's like 330,000 celebrities. Honestly, I'm not kidding you.
They're all successful.
We yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter if there's some Hollywood stars here walking down the main street or whatever. We don't care. We just, so we have this, I think, unique mentality in how we think, and this is something I want to bring to the world.
And you bring that in the book, right?
Yeah, and also one of the reasons I did it, because I have been reading personal development books for many years. I always read, about one book per week, and I've been reading a lot for many years, much longer than 20 years. And I wanted to.
So you read thousands of books, I guess. You read thousands of books.
Yeah, yes, and I want to bring to the world a different personal development book. So, because in the same time, when I bring the message to the world from Iceland, the Iceland Viking way of thinking, in the same time, I'm talking about Iceland and how we think, and I'm talking about avalanche and eruptions and trolls and elves, and it's totally different. I can promise you, it's totally different book. You have never.
You know, trolls. Do they really exist in Scandinavia? Do they really exist there?
Yes.
Have you seen them?
Yes, that's true. Trolls also are in Scandinavia, and of course you have volcanoes, not only
Now,
in
have you
Iceland.
seen the trolls? Have you seen them, or is it just a myth?
This is just a myth, of course. And
Okay.
but in the same way, for example, if you start to talk about trolls, we have 13 Santa Clauses, and mother of the Santa Clauses is a big, huge troll. And when we grow up, our parents say, if you don't behave, the Grilla, the big troll, the mother of the 13 Santa Clauses, is gonna come and take you if you don't behave well in this year. And also, see, Grilla, the troll, have a Christmas cat. And if you don't wear a new clothes and you don't behave, the Christmas cat, huge cat, will come and eat you. This is some boogeyman.
David Icke, I don't want to talk about conspiracy theories. This is a lot of business about entrepreneurship, but David Icke talks about these trolls as well, but he calls them something else.
The unique part of this book, and you have to read it to understand it, that we are so much part of our atmosphere and how we grow up, and I put this. I use this as a, what do you call it? It's hard to explain, but we are just part of our nature, and that's why I'm talking about this elves and trolls and avalanche, because that's so much big part of me and how I think. Because, for example, I was once stuck between two avalanches in Iceland. Seriously, I'm just lucky I'm alive today.
Yeah, that must have been scary. Avalanches are quite scary.
Yeah, and that's this is when you're in like this atmosphere, like for example, things change in your mind.
And you see the name of your book. How did you come up with the name? Is it because Iceland is in the middle of nowhere?
Yes, and actually we are so much in the middle of the nowhere because we are in the. If you go, you can be on the spot and you are in the middle of the nowhere. I mean, you have on right or left, America and Europe. We are exactly in the middle of the nowhere. And I came up with the name because I said to my friend, hey, listen, I have this book. I have to write this book. I have to bring this message. There's no question about it. But I said to my friend, listen, okay, who's going to listen to me? I'm just the guy from the middle of the nowhere. And I just have to bring this message to the world. Then he said, then you have the title. This is your message from the middle of the nowhere. Then it came up like that.
It's a cool name. I love the name.
Yeah.
And when did you write the book? When did you write the book, Gunnar?
I started in 2013. The first chapter was in the book Against the Grain with the famous author Brian Tracy and others. There was just one chapter in this book, and 3 years ago. Yeah, it took me 3 years.
Message from the middle of nowhere. How is it a business book?
Because
is it personal development as well as business?
This is mixed of few things. We can say this is a life story. This is a book about Iceland, the Icelandic way of thinking and our culture, and if you're curious about Iceland. And also this is a personal development book. So it's mixed. You can put it in the shelf of personal development book. You can put it as a business. So.
And you're an entrepreneur, obviously, and a professional speaker. What are some of the businesses you've successfully had or have right now?
This is a long story, but I have been here doing all kinds of business. I also have a company that is have some websites. For example, I have the website about theater in Iceland, where you can find all and everything what is going on in all concerts and theaters. I've been doing very well for 12 years. I'm also owner of the biggest discount club in Iceland, 2 for 1, and and a few other things. And I have been starting a few companies and building them up and sell them. And it's a lot of things. I don't know where to start and where to end, to be honest.
That's awesome. Gunnar, you're also a professional speaker. Do you only speak in Iceland, or do you also travel to other parts of Europe or anywhere else in the world?
Last 20 years, I have been only speaking in Iceland, but my goal is, of course, to practice my English and start to do it, outside Iceland, because I've done that for 20 years.
So everybody knows you then.
Everybody knows me. That's for sure.
That's cool. It must be cool being known by everybody. It must be a tight community.
Yeah.
So that was an awesome interview, Gunnar. I want to thank you so much. And you also have a bonus chapter about sales, right, in the book? So it's also a sales book.
Yeah. The reason I want to have also the bonus chapter about sales is because what I wanted so deeply was to bring some value to the readers. And I wanted to, I've been reading books, many books, 1 book per week for so many years, and so many books that don't bring not enough value. So I wanted to bring big value in this book, both, in personal development, in storytelling, about Iceland, and also about sales. So that's why I put this extra chapter a little bit about basic in sales.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Gunnar. Gunnar, I want to thank you so much for taking the time out to do this interview. Definitely going to put your book in the link so that people can get it basically and read and have a read. And I want to thank you so much again, Gunnar.
Yeah, welcome. My pleasure.
Awesome. Everybody, that was Gunnar Andri Thorisson. And this is the Law of Business podcast, and I'm your host, Jamil Jama, and I look forward to seeing you in another interview on my podcast. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for listening to the Laws of Business podcast. Find out more about us on thelawsofbusiness.com. Thank you for being a part of our journey.